Everybody, it's me, your buddy Dave, the host of the Dark Stuff channel here on YouTube. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. As always, it's much appreciated. So today's video is a quick review of the Zepparella show that I caught last week. Now, this wasn't the first time that I saw the band. It was actually the second time that I saw the band. And I didn't review it last time because I accidentally deleted all my photos and video that I shot of the show, so I wasn't able to do it. It was really dumb of me. I've been pissed at myself for almost 2 years. Now, I had a chance to rectify that situation. And normally, I probably wouldn't do a whole video on a tribute act, okay? Just because that's not really what I cover on this channel. I've liked a couple of tribute bands over the years. Here in Omaha, we have a Replacements tribute band called Left of the Dial that's really good. I've seen Kiss tribute bands over the years. I saw a Rush tribute band that was really good. But in general, it's like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's cool. It's fun to go out, have a drink, you know, enjoy the classics from your favorite bands or whatever. But ultimately, it's not something I would review. Zepparella, however, is very different. Number one, they are an all-female tribute to Led Zeppelin. Okay, so that makes them different a little bit. I don't know if they're the only ones. I mean, there's an all-female tribute to Iron Maiden called the Iron Maidens and stuff like that. So they're not the only one in this space. However, they are so effing amazing. It is just like, I don't even know how to describe it. Okay, like this is the second time, like I said, so I sort of knew what to expect a little bit. Going in the first time, I went in cold. I knew nothing. This time, I kind of knew what to expect. I knew to stand over at stage left because that's where the guitar player, Gretchen Menn, that's where she stands. Last time, I was all the way over on stage right. This time, I was going to be on stage left. That was what I knew going in, okay? Been around almost 20 years. They're from the San Francisco Bay Area, and many of the members are still originals from the time that the band started. I know that Anna Christina, who's the singer, was the original singer. Then she was out for a while. They had another singer or two. They brought her back. Now she's in the band. Clementine Moss is the founder of the band. She's been in the band the entire time. Gretchen Menn, the guitar player, also a founding member. Holly West on bass is relatively new, but she's been around for a number of years. And this was the lineup that I saw 2 years ago as well. Before I get to the set for Zepparella, let's talk about the opening band, Bad Bad Men. I've seen these guys before. They're a local, a really great garage rock band. And I've only seen them in smaller places, though. So I've seen them at the Reverb a number of times. They've opened for, like, Mike Watt, I think I saw them open for. I saw them open for somebody else. And this was them on the big stage in the waiting room, so that was a first. These guys are always fun. All of the guys have been in bands going back to the 80s. They're sort of like Omaha legends at this point. They do have an album out called Messed Up. It's really, really good. It's on the streamers, but I would advise going to like Bandcamp, and I'll put the link down below if you want to buy the record. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about Zepparella, right? So most of their set, the kind of stuff they play, is mostly like the first 4 or 5 Zeppelin records. You're not going to hear anything off like Presence or Into the Outdoor. They did open with We're Gonna Groove, which is on Coda, so I guess I can't say it's all the early stuff. And I'm going to try really, really hard not to come off as creepy and just talk about how beautiful like Gretchen Menn is. Because when you have a woman who is that attractive and she's also that talented, it's just kind of hard for me to like keep it contained. I'm sorry ahead of time if it comes off as weird. I don't mean it to. I do have absolute respect for the playing ability of all of the members of the band, but I have to say that I was a little bit focused on Gretchen. So the band does have actual recorded output. They have albums. They are Zeppelin songs, of course, because that's Zepparella, duh. They have a studio one, and they have some live recordings. And if you look on YouTube, and I'll link to their YouTube channel, they have some videos that have gotten like over 10, 20 million views. Like their version of When the Levee Breaks, and I think they had one for Dazed and Confused, and some others were just like millions of views. It was nuts. The band walks on. They're all dressed in white. They immediately go into We're Gonna Groove from the Coda record, and it was just, nonstop energy. It was fantastic. All your basic classics from the early records were covered, The Good Times, Bad Times, Immigrant Song, How Many More Times, Rock and Roll, all that sort of stuff. Dazed and Confused, of course. And I stayed almost until the entire set right up at the front, or the entire show right at the front. However, I had to leave because I was worried that I might do something that would be really bad. I'll give you the brief Cliff Notes version of what happened. So I had been right up in the front, right in front of where Gretchen was playing, and having a good time. Okay, not bothering anybody, just enjoying the show. This drunk, obnoxious woman comes barreling up to the front, bumps me, pushes me aside, keeps putting her hands up when I'm trying to take pictures or video. I don't know if she was doing that on purpose, but it was just as annoying nevertheless. She was carrying on really loud conversations, shouting volume, and during quiet parts of the set, I'm certain the band could hear it. It was so annoying. And I was trying to be cool about it. I know everybody has different ways of having a good time, okay? But ultimately, she grabbed the drink right out of my friend's hand. Okay, that was obnoxious, number one. Then she finally moved a little to her left, giving me a clearance to get right up back to the front again after she had shoved me out of the way. I moved up to the front. I was now touching the stage again, and she saw what I had done, turned around, and gave me a two-handed shove. I was livid, okay? I wanted to kill her. Now, she also had this big boyfriend, husband, I'm not sure, standing near there, a big guy with a cowboy hat, and I'm like, I don't want to cause trouble with this guy. I went back and I joked with one of the female bartenders at the club. I said, if I gave you a bunch of money, would you beat up a woman for me? And she was like, am I going to go to jail? And I'm like, no, I don't think so, but no guarantees. And of course, that was a no-go. So they wanted to know what happened, and I kind of explained what happened, but I didn't really want to go up to the front and point them out because I didn't want them to get thrown out, because I was just not going to be a dick and ruin their night, even though they were dicks and ruined my night. And then I go outside, because you can't smoke in bars in Omaha, and I go outside to the smoking section, and I'm out there, and the guy, the husband or the boyfriend, or the big guy with the cowboy hat comes out. And I'm nervous a little bit because I think he's going to like get pissed at me or something. And I walked up to him and I'm like, oh, you again. And he looked at me like he'd never seen me before in his life, didn't understand what the problem. So I just went back inside, never dealt with him again. But it did kind of ruin my night a little bit at the end there because I couldn't stay till the end. I was so frustrated with what had happened. So whether they played at the end, maybe they threw in a Stairway to Heaven. I don't think so. I think they were sticking mostly to the rockers. I thought that was going to be a shorter story than it turned out to be. That was a little bit longer. Anyways, I did go to the back of the club. That was where I watched the rest of the show, and then I probably dipped out before the encores. However, I will recommend to literally anyone watching this video to see Zepparella in concert. They're fantastic musicians. The singer is a great singer. They all do a phenomenal job. Anyways, I'm gonna round it out here or end up the video. I'm worried about playing too many clips because it is very recognizable music as Led Zeppelin, and I'm a little concerned about a copyright thing. So I'm gonna try and limit the clips on there. Let me just end by saying, go see Zepparella. Go to their website. Find out where they're playing, when they're playing, if they're coming to your town, and get there and go stage left. Anyways, that's going to do it for you. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.